Huh? I'm there? Yeah, we're live? Okay, now, are you able to tell me if you can hear me? Could you hear me? Okay. Okay, I'm going to start the share now. Okay, bye. Thank you. Okay, I want to begin by thanking Gabriel Majeski for his tireless efforts on behalf of the entire yeshiva. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. I miss you all. I wish we were together live, but I'm happy that we have the opportunity to learn some Divrei Torah together. I hope you all are doing well wherever you are, and Rebbe Shalom should send us refuahs and yeshuas for the entire Klal Yisrael. The topic of today's shiur is the inyan of Arba Koises. We're holding the beginning of Perek Arvi Psachim. So the Mishnah says as follows. The Mishnah says, Arvi Psachim samach lemincha layochel adam ad shetechshach. That we know that close to the Zman Mincha, a person should not eat ad shetechshach. Afilu anish b'Yisrael layochel ad sheyesef. A person should, even an anish b'Yisrael, is not supposed to eat on ad sheyosef until he does his seba, until it leans. And the end of the Mishnah says, "Lo yifchusu loy me'arba kaises shel yayin ba'afilu min hatamchui." The tamchui is the special collective plate that distributes food for poor people. And it says even a person who's in a situation in which he has to resort to taking money from the tamchui, from this collective plate, even such a person, lo yifchesuloi, the tamchui should make sure to give him 4 kaises shel yayin. Lo yifchesuloi me'arba kaises shel yayin ba'afilu min hatamchui. That is what the Mishnah says. So we learn from this Mishnah that you have to drink, you have to have 4 kaises. And not only do you have to have 4 kaises, even a person who is an incredibly poor person needs to drink arba kaises. Now, Tosfos says in Dibra Maschel Yivchus Loim Arba Kaises, Tosfos says Mitoich Haloshin Mashma Ktsas She'ein Noisen Levanov Levnei Beisoy Ki'im La'atzmoi. Tosfos says that the mashmos of the Mishnah is Lo Yivchesu Loi Me Arba Kais Shel Yain, which sounds like the din is that only the person, the Balabayas himself, is supposed to be drinking the 4 kaises shel yayin, but not his children and his bnei bayis. And Tosfos is wondering, why would that be true? Why is it that only the Balabayas is supposed to be drinking the 4 cups of wine and everybody else not? So Tosfos explains that the reason is that he is moitzi everybody else. Meaning to say, as long as I drink the 4 kais shel yayin, I can be moitzi everybody else. Usvarahu. Tosfos says that it's a logical thing. The Maishna arba kaises mikiddush to kol hashana. Why would arba kaises shel yayin be any different than kiddush of the entire year? She'echad moitzi es kulam. You find that kiddush, I sit and make kiddush in my house like moitzi everybody else. So the same thing with arba kaises shel yayin. That's what Tosfos says to explain the diuk in the Mishnah that says lo yifchesu loy me arba kaises shel yayin. That it's only him and not everybody else. The famous question that's asked on Tosfos, it's asked by the Maral already in the Gevuras, but the question is made more famous by the Brisker Rav. The Brisker Rav in Perek Zayin, Hilchas Chametz Umatzah, Halacha Tes, asks B'Shem his father, Reb Chaim. And the question that he asks is that what does Kiddush to Kol Hashana have to do with Arba Kaises Shel Yayin? We understand Kiddush to Kol Hashana, the mitzvah. What type of mitzvah do you have when you're making Kiddush? You have a mitzvah to be Mekadesh ala Yayin. That means you have a mitzvah Shel Dibur. the mitzvah to be mekadesh ala yayin, and then there's a rule called shemea ka'ina, that if I say the kiddush, as long as that kiddush is ala yayin, and you hear the kiddush that I'm making, so you're yoytze, the din of shemea ka'ina. So that's fine by kiddush kol hashana. But the pashtus, the din of arba kaisis, there's no din shemea ka'ina on the arba kaisis, because what type of mitzvah is it? You have a mitzvah to drink 4 cups of wine. I can't be moitzi you with drinking 4 cups of wine. So what type of tushtel is it from the din of kiddush to kol hashana to the halacha of arba kaisis? That's the kasha that both Maral and the Brisker Rav B'Shem Reb Chaim ask. So, of course, from this, both of them are medayik that the mitzvah of arba kaisis shel yayin lefi Tosfos is not as we would have understood it al pi pashtus. It's not a mitzvah that you must drink 4 cups of wine, because that I wouldn't be able to be moitzi you with. Ella, it has to be that the pshat is that the mitzvah of arba kaisis was a din that these 4 things, the hainu, kiddush, haggadah, birkas hamazon, and halal, those 4 things should be mesuder ala kais. They're 4 kaises shel bracha. Why do you have to drink the 4 kaises? That is only a halacha like you have by kol kula, by kiddush to kol hashana. Kiddush to kol hashana, there's no mitzvah really to drink a cup of wine. There's a halacha that since you have to make kiddush ala yayin, there's a din that hamavarich tzarich sheyitayim. The person who makes kiddush ala yayin, he then has to go and be toyim from the kais. So over here, the Brisker Rav and the Maral understand that is the shittas Tosfos with regards to dalit kaises as well. Again, there's no mitzvah to drink 4 cups of yayin according to Tosfos. Lefi their understanding, there's only a mitzvah to do 4 things ala kais: kiddush, haggadah, birkas hamazon, and halal. And the fact you have to drink it is just a mitzvah of hamavarich tzarich sheyita. Rev Kalevsky, my Rebbe, brought a raya from another Tosfos. Tosfos in Sukkah daf lamed ches amud aleph. Tosfos over there says, Tosfos in Dibra Maskil Mishahoya. Tosfos is being done over there legabe the chiyuv of noshim in Hallel on Yom Tiv. The question Tosfos has is noshim are noshim chayavos in the mitzvah of Hallel kol ha during Yom Tiv? Do women have to say Hallel? That's Tosfos Nidan over there. And Tosfos says over there, mashma kan, it's mashma that isha ptura me Hallel the sukkis and chen batzeres, that a woman is not chayiv to recite Hallel, not on sukkis and not on shavuos. And what's the reason? Because, says Tosfos, is a mitzvah aseishas man grama. Women are pturais. The mitzvah of Hallel is a mitzvah aseishas man grama, so women do not have to recite Hallel. Tosfos continues. Listen to this. Afagav. Just want to make sure it's not Majeski. Afagav. The Hallel, the Leili Psachim, Mashma beperik Arvi Psachim, the Mechayvi bedalit Koisis. Tosfos is trying to prove that perhaps there is a mitzvah for women to recite Hallel, and they bring a raya from Hallel of Leili Psachim. Einachanami, you're telling me that Hallel is a mitzvah cessations man grama, so Nashim should be Toras. But Tosfos says, wait a minute. I see that women are chayiv on Leil Pesach to recite Hallel. How do I see that? Tosfos says, because you see that they're chayiv in arba kaises. If women are chayiv in arba kaises, they're so mistama, says Tosfos, loitiknu dalit kaises ella kedei loimer aleim Hallel v'haidah. Mistama, Chazal were only misaken the arba kaises to recite on the kais Hallel haidah, Hallel and Haggadah, which means Haggadah. So Tosfos is clearly, so Tosfos says, I see from Hallel of Leili Psachim that women are chayavas in Hallel. How does Tosfos see it? From the fact that they're chayav in Dalet Kaises. So Tosfos says, don't prove from there to Hallel on Sukkos or Hallel on Atzeres, because there is a special inyan. Since women were involved in the nes on Pesach as well, so therefore it stands to reason that they should have to recite Hallel. Masha Enkein Sukkos and Shavuos is not Hallel on a nes; it's Hallel on the Yom Tov. So now, what do you see from Tosfos? You see from Tosfos that Tosfos is machriach from the fact that women are chayiv in dalit koises. You see that Tosfos holds that shows me that they must be chayiv and hala. Now that could only be understood if you understand that the chiyuv of dalit koises is not a din shtia, a special din that you have to drink 4 cups of wine. Rather, it's 4 koises shel bracha, like Tosfos over here is mavur, because then you could say that the very fact that Chazal were misaken, that they have to be misader these 4 things ala kois. They have to say kiddush and haggadah and halal and birkas hamazon. They have to say ala kois. That's the chiyuv of nashim with regards to the arba koises. Now Tosfos says, wait a minute. If the takana of dalit koises was that you have to say on them halal v'haggadah, so why would an isha be chayiv in arba koises if she didn't have a chiyuv halal? Now, so again, if Tosfos held that the chiyuv of arba koises was stama din to drink 4 cups of wine, then Tosfos doesn't have a raya. Maybe lo'olam, a woman is chayiv to drink dalit koises because of the special din of drinking dalit koises. A din chayris, you have to go drink dalit koises. That doesn't prove to me that they're chayiv and halal. Elamai, you see from that Tosfos as well, that the din of arba koises is not a mitzvah to drink dalit koises shel yayin. Ella, the din of dalit koises is that you're mechuyev to do 4 things al hakois. Kiddush and haggadah and birkas hamazon and halal. Those things have to be done al hakois. The din of drinking it is because of a varch sarch sheyitim. Now Tosfos says I have a raya. Why would an isha have that chiyuv if she didn't have a chiyuv halal? She must have a chiyuv halal. That was Tosfos' raya in Sukkah. The lashon of the Ran and the Mishnah is also mavur that the takana of dalit koises was not merely a takana of drinking 4 cups of wine, rather is a chiyuv of being misader these things al kois. Lashon of the Ran is tiknu chachamim la'arba brachos. They were misaken for these 4 brachos, kiddush, haggadah, and birkas hamazon and halal. Misaken for these 4 brachos, koisos, arba koises, 4 cups, kidei shetehei kol achas al kois echad, in order that each one should be al kois echad. It should be on a kois. So that's the shita of the Ran as well. Okay, so we have a raya from the shita Tosfos and the Ran that the oifen, that the tzura of the takana of dalit koises was not a takana to drink 4 cups of wine. Rather, the takana was that you have to do these 4 items. You have to do them al hakois. However, Kiyadua, the Brisker Rav, says that the Dasa Rambam, you see that there are 2 separate dinim. There's not only this din that we saw in Tosfos, rather there's also a special halacha that Chazal were misaken that you must drink 4 cups of wine on Leila Seder. How does the Brisker Rav prove that? And that is from the famous Gemara on Daf Kuf Ches Amud Beis. Over there, the Gemara mentions 2 scenarios. Okay, the 2 scenarios are as follows. Shasan chai. If let's say a person drank yayin that was not muzug, it was not diluted. In those days, the wine was extremely strong, and it was not pleasant to drink it unless you diluted it with a certain amount of water. Shasan chai. So if you drank the 4 cups of wine, chai, meaning not muzug, they were not diluted. That's one scenario that the Gemara discusses. And the other scenario that the Gemara discusses is shasan bevas achas. You drank all 4 cups of wine at once, meaning you didn't do it ala seder. You didn't space it out, one for kiddush and one haggadah and so on. Rather, you just drank all 4 cups, one after the other. Those are the 2 scenarios that the Gemara brings down. What is the halacha with those 2 scenarios? Now, it's complex because the Rashbam and Tosfos have one girs in the Gemara, and the Rambam and the Rif have a different girs in the Gemara. According to the girsa in the Rambam and the Rif, the halacha is as follows: Shasan chai. If you drank them all 4 cups without diluting them first, Yedei arba koises yatza. You were yotze the din of dalit koises. Yedei cheirus lo yatza. You were not yotze your chiyuv of cheirus. That is din number 1. And then din number 2 is bevas achas. If you drank them all together, in other words, you didn't space them out according to the Seder with the 4 separate brachas. Rather, you drank them one after another. Yedei Cherus Yatza, you were Yotze your Chi of Cherus. Yedei Dalid Kaisis Lo Yatza, you weren't Yotze your Chi of Dalid Kaisis. Says the Brisker Rav, what exactly does the Rambam mean? What does the Gemara mean? Lefi the Girsas Rambam and the Rif. When we say, let's say that you drank them all b'vas achas, yedei cherus yatza, yedei dalid koises lo yatza. What does it mean, yedei cherus yatza? What is it that you were yotze? You see, if you have the Girsa of the Rashbam, so then the Girsa of the Rashbam is actually yedei yayin yatza. That if you drank the 4 cups b'vas achas, you were yotze yedei yayin, which they explain means that you're yotze your chiyuv of simchas yomtiv. Because yayin, you have a mitzvah to drink yayin. Clearly, the Rambam is not learning that way. Yedei cherus means something else. What does it mean? Yedei cherus yatza, you drank 4 cups of wine, you're yotze your chi of cherus, but you weren't yotze your chi of dalid kaisis. That means that there's some other kiyum other than dalid kaisis. What is that chiyuv? So says the Brisker Rav beautifully. He says, you see that there are 2 separate dinim in the takana of dalid kaisis. One din is what we explained before, that there's a din bracha ala kais, like Tosfos learns, that there are 4 brachas that have to be done ala kais. Aside from that din, that's the din dalid kaises. It's referred to as the halacha of dalid kaises, that you have to have 4 separate kaises shel bracha. Aside from that din, there's also a special din of shtiyas hakais. The Rambam holds that there is a halacha that you must drink 4 cups of wine. And that, of course, is based on the din that the Rambam himself says in Perek Zayin, halacha vav. The Rambam says that there's a mitzvah, lechol velishtois, on the night of Pesach, derech cherus. A person's eating and drinking that night has to be derech cherus, and the halacha of dalid kaises is a sniff, is a branch of that halacha. You're mechuyev to behave like a ben chayrin, and one of the anhagas that they told you to do in order to act like a ben chayrin is to drink 4 cups of wine. So Chazal were misakin shtiyas dalid kaises as an act of cherus, a hanhaga of cherus, and that is something that all it needs is the drinking of 4 cups of wine. Aside from that, Chazal were misakin that the 4 brachas should be misukin al hakais. Right? That's the other din, the din of kaises shel bracha. Right? It's really a Gemara. The Gemara says that dalid kaises tiknu. The Gemara Kuf Yud Zayin Beis, that says that the Rabbanon were misakin 4 cups of wine derech cherus. That a person has to be noyik cherus, but each one where misakin is done, you do a bracha ala kais, on that kais. So therefore, this is now the pshat in the Gemara. Shasa and chai. If a person drank the wine undiluted, yedei dalid kaisis yatza, you were yotze that din of kais shel bracha. But yedei cherus lo yatza, you weren't yotze the chi of cherus. Why? Because it's not derech cherus to drink wine that's too strong. Yayin, that's not pleasant to drink. That's not like a ben chayrin. A ben chayrin drinks wine that's enjoyable. So therefore, the Gemara is saying yedei cherus lo yatza, but you were yotze the chi of dalid kaisis. Masha enkein. If you drank it bevas achas, you drank all 4 cups at one time. So yedei cherus yatza. If it was diluted, so you drank a shmaka wine, and then you're yotze your chi of cherus because you drank 4 cups of wine, but you're not yotze the chi of dalid kaises shel bracha because you weren't misader them al habracha. So you just drank your wine, but you didn't make those 4 brachas al hakais. And of course, the Brisker Rav adds that there's a nafkamina. The nafkamina would be, what is the shiur that you have to drink? The shiur, how much of the kais do you have to drink? So let's think about it. If there's a din that you just have to have a bracha ala kais, so then all you have to drink is maloi lugmav. Maloi lugmav means a cheeks full, right? 2 cheeks full, a person has to drink maloi lugmav. Now, why do you have to drink maloi lugmav? Because every bracha ala kais, the halacha of hamavarach tzarich sheyitain, when a person makes a bracha ala kais and he's mechuyev to then go and be toyim from the kais. So what is a te'ima? Chazal were megala to us that the shiur te'ima of kais is maloi lugmav. So therefore, you would only have to drink maloi lugmav if the halacha was just the din of bracha ala kais. However, if the halacha is a din of shtiyas hakais, so the Brisker Rav says then you would have to drink either the whole kais, because you have a mitzvah to drink a kais. It's not just a te'ima of a kais. Rather, it's a din shtiyas a kais. You have to drink the kais. You're, of course, going to be yaitz if you drink roiv of the kais, midin rubai kakulai. But it's a halacha of shtiyas hakais. So the shiur of how much you have to drink would be determined by whether this is a halacha of hamavarach tzarch shegitain, a din of brach ala kais, or it's a din of shtiyas hakais. So the Briskerov says that that's going to be another nafkamina between Tosfos and the Rambam. And guess what? They both are l'shitasim. Tosfos and Daf Kuf Ches Beis says that you only have to drink maloi lugma. You have to drink. When you drink the Dalit Kaises, you're not mechuyev to drink Rav Kais. You only have to drink Malay Lugma. Masha Enkein, the Briskerov brings down from the Rambam. The Rambam in Perek Zayin Halacha Tes is mashma that you have to drink Dafka Rav Kais. That's the Rambam L'Shitasim, because the Rambam holds that there's also a din of having to drink 4 kaises. Tosfos holds that there's no halacha of drinking 4 kaises. Rather, it's just a brach ala kais. Tosfos holds you only have to drink Malay Lugma. From the Ran, it would also be mashma that there are 2 separate dinim, because although the Ran, we saw earlier that the Ran says that that they were misakin the 4 cups on 4 brachas, but the Ran does say that the takana was, he says you need to drink roiv kais. The Ran later on says you have to drink 4 roiv kais, 4 times roiv kais, which means that the Ran, aside from holding that there's a din brach ala kais, there's also a din of shtiyas dalit kaises. Actually, when I was in Yeshiva's Chaim ben Zmanim 20 years ago, so I heard from Rabbi Kraus, it was a Yeshiva there. He wanted to say, I'll pee these 2 dinim. He wanted to say that is the hesber in 2 mikoiris that Rashi in Perek Avi Psachim brings down. In the beginning of the Perek, in Perek Avi Psachim, Rashi brings 1 mikor for the din of Arba Kaisis, and that is the 4 lashonis shel geula. Vaytzeisi v'yitzalti v'ga'alti v'lakachti. 4 lashonis shel geula